Hey guys, how's it going? I'm down here at Bury BMW. I'm about to meet up with Tony Lewis and spec my brand new M140i Shadow Edition, so I thought I'd bring you guys along for the journey. I'm here in the handover bay at the moment with a lovely mineral grey M140i behind me, which is actually going to be a very similar spec to the car that I'm building today. I'm doing this for the third time. This will be my third M Light. I absolutely love these cars, as most of you know, and I still think they are the best value hot hatch. And in fact, BMW on sale today, they're unbelievable. What they offer in terms of, especially when you're looking at financing a new one on PCP, there is just nothing out there, in my opinion, that compares to it. And we're not going to be fortunate enough to have 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive cars for much longer, so let's enjoy them whilst we can. Now, I know I've had my M135 recently tuned by Motec, and I've gone on about that car feeling like a new car and that I'm not in a hurry to get rid of it. But then Tony basically offered me a very, very good deal on a new M140, and I can swap most of that Motec stuff over onto the new car anyway. Also, the M140 is going to be a better car for my channel. It's a current car, you know, there's only so many videos I can do on my M135. I will miss it, and I still love it. As you'll see when we build the car up today, I'm changing the spec. I'm going to be changing it totally different to the one that I've got at the moment. My first M135 that I got in September 2013 was an Estoril Blue 5-door auto. I then went to a 3-door white manual car, which was an LCI, one of the early M135 LCIs, and that was September 2015. I've had that for just over 2 years, done about 15,000 miles in it. I hope you're going to enjoy today. Hopefully it might help you, give you guys a bit more of an idea of how to build your one when you're looking at doing what I'm doing. I'm here with Tony Lewis.
Hi guys.
AKA TRL. AKA
own clothing brand.
Yeah, your own.
T-shirts available online.
I'll put the link below. No, I won't. We are just about to spec my M140i Shadow Edition, as I explained in the intro. So I just thought I'd bring you guys along for the journey, because obviously it's something that a lot of you guys have either done or maybe looking to do, and it's always an exciting time to build your car, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
I wasn't looking at doing this even a few weeks ago, a month ago, but yeah, I looked at the figures, and actually, a bit like when I changed my original blue car to the white car, when you look at things like servicing, the fact that my car will be out of warranty in 9 months, road tax, that sort of thing, actually, it's
sorry.
So we've just got things going on in the background that you might be able to see. No one takes life seriously here. That's why Tony sells all the cars. No one else does.
Meanwhile, the salesmen are going around the showroom on mini kids cars. Yeah. Thanks for that, Ash.
Cheers. Yeah, so it was kind of a no-brainer, and also just for my channel, it's best that I have an M140 on there. I love my 135, but I've done enough videos.
Yeah, enough now.
The M Light world, most of them know that car.
So we're on the configurator now. So we've already pre-programmed it with Joe's M140 Shadow. So you're going to go for a 5-door. Surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Yeah. So I started in a 5 and went to 3, and now I'm going back to a 5. And the reason for that is the 5-door, the front seats actually sit a little bit lower, and also I just find I take people around like Christmas time and those, I like carrying 3-4 people around, take my family out on road trips and stuff. And I know it's a small car, but when you've got the rear doors, it just makes it feel less small. You've got your windows, and it just feels a bit bigger for the rear seat passengers. And also, I think aesthetically, and I know most of you guys are going to disagree with me on this one, but I actually think the 5-door looks better. No, I know that the majority of the internet or M Light owners would disagree with me, but again, I think it all stems down to the fact that I love how subtle the M Lights are, and I know that the 3-door makes it look more like a sports car, so I get that. I think that's the main thing, but the rear end looks better on a 5-door.
Yeah, and I think that's the point. We do give you then something. There's something for everyone, because the 3-door does give it the sort of the sporty look with the rear curve and the Hofmeister kink and the frameless doors, etc. And obviously the bigger doors, so it just looks that much longer and sportier, when in fact it's not.
Yeah.
But obviously the 5-door then gives you everything you've just said, and I do agree with you actually. When you look down visually at the sideline of the car, the 5-door does actually sort of come together a little bit better than the 3-door. So I get the point. I get the point. I'm still having a 3-door, by the way.
You're still having, and they're a bit quieter. 5-door inside. If
Yeah,
the seals,
true,
if the seals don't squeak, which a lot of them do, but there are ways around that.
I was going to say that, but I might alienate about 75% of my customer base, so I'm not going to mention squeaky doors.
You can. There is a way around that, though.
Yeah, but you know what drowns out squeaky doors?
HK.
Rattly exhaust.
Rattly exhaust. Yeah.
Did I mention exhaust? No, sorry. Right.
It's all right. Well, I might be getting an upgrade of my exhaust down the track, so so I won't have to worry about that too long.
Okay.
But yeah, 5-door's a bit stiffer as well. It's stiffer chassis wise. It's a bit quieter in the cabin when the seals aren't rattly. But anyway,
so we've got the M140 Shadow 5-door up on the screen, and the first thing we need to look at, Joe, is the wonderful colour palette. Yeah, let's talk about colours.
Yeah.
So you're not going to be going Alpine White?
I'm not. No.
But I have to say, I don't know which way you're going yet. I know you've been to and fro in between colours.
I have, and I still am in my mind.
So for the sake of this exercise and the fact that I need to get your order in today, what are we going to do?
I'm going to try not to change this order. So I'm going to go mineral grey.
I love customers that change their spec halfway through.
I know you do. You're praising them a minute ago.
Yeah. If Craig's watching, you're first on my list. No Christmas card for you, chap.
Yeah, try not to change your spec too many times, because the amount of paperwork that has to be done with these guys every time you change, even if you change like the smokers package for 25 quid, it's a whole new it's a different project, isn't it?
Yeah, we have to start again. We just throw all the paperwork away and start again, basically. But anyway, it is what it is. So.
Right, so you mineral grey. Yeah. The other colours I was looking at Estrel blue, but I had that in my first one, so I thought I can't stick with the same one or go down that route again, even though the Estrel looks absolutely stunning, especially with the Shadow Edition.
It does. The Shadow, I have to say, the Shadow Edition, when it's clean and it goes out the door, every time I look at it, I think, oh, shall I? But you're right. I think the trouble we've done with Estrel now is it's just popped up on too many of our models.
Too many cars.
It's lost its exclusivity somewhat, so it's a shame. But it still is a great colour. I agree.
And the Sunset Orange I love, but you're getting one of them, so we can't look like a couple of lovers or something. I think
bit of a bromance going on.
Bit of a bromance, and also I think I'm just not brave enough. That's just too much for me. And Melbourne Red I absolutely love, but again, there's a few really nice Melbourne Red cars that actually came to that meet. And I kind of want to be a bit different.
I love the Melbourne Red, but as I said to you the other day, when it's clean and you see it sparkling, it's great. But unfortunately, I've seen too many dirty ones on the motorway coming to work, and it's one of those colours. It really does suffer if it gets dirty.
It's just flat when it's dirty. And then black, that demo that I had that we're not allowed to talk about, that looked great. And black does look great again when it's clean and when it's new. But they all get scratches and marks on them, and unfortunately the black, it really shows it up. So for that reason I'm out. Yes, but then grey, it's similar. So we're going grey. We are going grey. So far and this is the order, in fact, that you should. This is the order that you kind of, the most important thing is 3-door or 5-door. You've got to choose that. The next important thing really is the gearbox, I guess, then the colour. But we'll do the colours first. I've got a little list. So I'm personally not a fan of the 719 wheels that come on the Shadow Edition, the black ones. They just don't do it for me. But we did talk about this briefly the other night.
I love them.
Yeah.
They're going on my orange car. That's
but
it suits the orange look. So.
But also, I think if you're looking at getting the car Motec. See, plug.
Oh, Motec. We haven't mentioned Motec yet. No. That was coming later.
Oh, really? That's what she said. If you're getting the car Motec, if you're getting it a bit lowered, I think suddenly those 719s will look better, as all wheels do. But no, I'm going to go. Okay. So on the Shadow Edition, which I'm going for,
default wheel is the 21U 18-inch M double spoke in Orbit Grey.
Yeah.
And quite a few guys have actually asked if they could actually select the silver wheel,
and you can't,
unfortunately. So it's not just us being difficult, guys. That is unfortunately a factory rule.
So the original M light wheel is a colour called ferric grey, which is actually, it's very light grey, isn't it? It's silvery. And the one that's coming standard on my car is the same design, which I like. It's the original M light wheel, but it's in Orbit Grey, which is a lot darker. And in fact, when you look at it on the car that I've just been next to, it's almost identical to the mineral grey, and that's why they work quite well together. It's a real stealthy colour.
Yeah, no, agreed.
Okay, so that's
Okay, so that's the wheels done. So next we move on to upholstery.
Yep.
And you've got 3 choices there. Let me guess.
Cognac. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
No, I can imagine. You know what?
There's nothing wrong with cognac.
I think cognac.
Many of my customers will attain to. So
yeah. I know.
I'm not going to alienate anybody.
I'm not going to alienate anyone.
We have to admit that colour is always a subjective thing and it's personal choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there's no right or wrong.
100%. It's like me with my M badges, and you, and then Hamza that's hiding behind. You can pop your head up. Hey, there you go. Look. Yeah, he loves his M badges. Well, he doesn't really. No, that's mean. But he's got a couple in his car. So I'm actually going to go. Yeah, I'm going to go for the Oyster.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's a good choice.
I think because I'm going so sort of rude boy gangster spec, like with the grey everything, the blacked out with the sun protection glass that comes standard on the Shadow. I want something that's a bit more uplifting. And again, that demo that you lent me, I liked the fact that it just felt a bit. It makes the interior feel bigger. It fills the interior with a bit of light, which, let's face it, in the UK we don't get much of, especially this time of the year. So I'm going to go for Oyster for the jeans thing does worry me a bit, but
yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of talk about it. Wet jeans is the big issue, but I think if you're quick to get it cleaned up afterwards, it's okay. But generally, living with it, I mean, my interiors go quite grimy quite quickly because I'm always in black jeans.
Yeah.
But honestly, a bit of leather foam, you just spray it on, give it a minute, wipe it off, it's gone.
It's gone, yeah. Okay. So just got to keep on top of it a bit.
So I suppose dash trims really we need to talk about, because that's the other part of the colour option. Now obviously we can see here that the standard default setting is aluminium hexagon pattern with the Estral blue finisher, which is not going to go with yours whatsoever, is it?
No, so I was going to go for the full black, but a few people online and on Instagram have actually warned me off that. They've said that it looks fantastic, but it marks and scratches a lot easier. Yeah. So I'm actually going to go with what that car's got in there, which is the brushed aluminium with the black, which is what I've got in my current one, but obviously I've got the older dash, so I like that look.
No, it does look nice, especially now that the finisher just runs shorter here, and it looks actually a lot classier. That black line was lost before, really. No one really knew it was under there, and a lot of people thought it was something else when they spoke to me, so I think that's a good call, mate. That's perfect. Okay,
thanks. So that's Tony approved. Brilliant.
And I know a lot of the guys are taking 4LU, which is the black gloss finish, and I do say to everybody ordering it, please be really, really careful with that, because you can't even breathe on it. It looks fantastic on day one, but even my valeters, they don't touch it, you know, and you'll see swell marks everywhere with no time with it. So it needs a lot of looking after. If you've got small children, just don't go there. It's not worth it. Stick with one of the silver trims.
Yeah. So the next thing is the gearbox, and again, I've tried both, so there's no right and wrong answer to this. Now, well, there is one right answer, that the ZF 8-speed auto is a brilliant box, and 80% of gearboxes on the market now seem to be the ZF 8-speed, because it's just fantastic, and the software's got better. It's quicker changer now. It just feels, every time I get in one, it feels better and better and better. But it's always been too good for its own good. Then you jump in the manual that I've had for 2 years, and that was actually not great when it was new. It was very notchy. Ironically, now it's feeling better than ever after that petrol head tour trip. You know, ragging it. It's really freed it up. But I just can't go through that process of having a notchy manual again. And also, the one thing that annoys me with a manual is when you're on the motorway at 80 miles an hour. In sixth gear, you're revving at like 3,500 revs, and I know that might sound a bit like, oh, so who cares? But whereas in the ZF 8-speed in 8th gear, you're revving at 2,000. It makes a huge difference. Cabin noise, fuel efficiency, and just the car relaxes. So for that reason, I'm going to go. I'm going auto this time around.
Well, you surprised me there, because again, I didn't. I genuinely don't know which. I didn't know which way you're going with any of this. So okay.
Yeah, he's too busy selling cars all the time. So
everyone knows I'm an auto freak. So I've driven all the manuals. Driven the manual M2, manual M140. I had a manual M240, M235 when it came out, which I loved.
Yep.
But for my type of driving, definitely the auto box is just gives you the best of both worlds. There is still that little bit of a lull every now and then when you come out of a corner, and if you're in comfort mode, it sort of takes a little bit of time to pick up.
Yeah.
Which obviously with manual you can drive around it.
Yeah.
But if you put it in sport mode, play with the pedals, etc., it's
Yeah.
absolutely Okay.
Yeah, they're
So,
faultless, aren't they?
yeah.
And also they are so much quicker as an auto car. When you're
And that's-
pushing on,
yeah, I
they
agree.
are
Yeah,
much quicker.
yeah, yeah.
Quicker in a straight line, but also quicker that you can focus on braking points, you can
Yeah.
focus on where your steering is,
Yeah.
and you just know the paddles and the gears.
It's not the quickest manual change and clutch mechanism, and
No.
I think especially when you're taking off, it's very hard to get a smooth transition. I find,
Yeah.
unless you're flat out,
Yeah.
it's hard to feel. Whereas with the auto, you just put your foot down and it's
Off
just
you
fine,
go.
isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to go auto this time
Okay.
around. I know some people will be like, "Hey, you should have gone manual," but then you go manual. Hey, you should have gone auto.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh fuck.
And you're changing your car, so this is a proper sea change, then, isn't it? It's not just
Yeah.
about a subtle change. It's about actually you're trying everything in the range now. It's gone
Exactly.
right full circle.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's exactly it. Yeah.
What's next on your list?
So next on my list, so we've gone through, doors, number 1, gearbox is number 2, colours is number 3, trim is number 4, and this is in my opinion of how important things are. Number 5 is the first real option that everyone needs to tick, and Chris Harris went on about this, and whatever else. My first car, I didn't tick it, and I didn't think I missed it because I didn't know any different, because even the passive suspension is decent, but
Yep.
you've got to go for adaptive suspension. I don't know what that works out in monthlies, roughly. You probably know exactly off the top of your head. What is it, about a £5 a month?
No, it's a little bit more than that. It's £8 to £9 per month, depending on bits and bobs and how kind I've been with my discount, I suppose.
Right, okay.
Yeah, well, that's
so
a bit of
around
an
that,
impact on
but
it,
it's
yeah.
the best £2 a week you're ever going to spend, because it completely transforms the car. Yeah, the next thing that you've got to go for is the exterior folding mirrors. Now I've got a garage, I need my mirrors to fold. They're only, well I say only, it's 145 quid. It used to be nearly 300 for that.
Yeah. It's gone right down.
So, but not only the folding mirrors, and again, people probably aren't made aware of this, but not only do you get the folding mirrors, and it does say it on there, but it's the dipping glass, which makes a huge difference, because it's one of those options that if you're used to, and you get in a car without the dipping glass, and you're on a motorway at night in the rain, you get dazzled by all the headlights.
Yep.
The next one in my priority of list is front seat heating.
Yep.
Not that you can get rear seat heating on a one, but I'll just say front seat heating. Again, great for this country, brilliant for those cold mornings, and most importantly, chicks love them.
True.
Not that I've got a chick or anything, but wishful thinking. It's like getting it to prep. It's a prep option.
Well, that's the point, yeah. Because if you haven't got the heated seats, you're not going to get the chick.
That's right. Yeah, wishful
You
thinking.
keep telling yourself that.
Yeah.
Okay, so next on the list.
Right, next on the list for me. Now, again, a lot of you guys would probably prioritise this above all of them, but for me, it's very important. And if you've got the money, so I've drawn a line under what we've just done so far. The line is there for anyone that's on a budget. I reckon the 3 that we've just done: exterior folding mirrors, adaptive suspension, seat heating. They're the 3 that you go for. Then, if you can open your budget up a bit, or you want to get towards the £40,500 mark.
Yep.
Which is where the tax bracket is, or whatever it is. I would then go the ProNav. Again, the ProNavs come right. It used to be £2,000, but that's when nav wasn't included in the car, full stop. Then when they included the basic business nav, it was 900 quid.
Yep.
And now on this one, is it just the Shadow Edition? It's 700 and something.
No, it's the M140s in general.
In general,
yeah.
yeah.
Because the black panel is standard on the car.
Okay.
So what's happened is the black panel was the extra 130 odd.
Yep.
And they've now included that in the model as standard. So it's come right down to as you say, to the 7.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So also it gives you the online entertainment, which is free for a year. So you get free Deezer or Napster for a year. You just literally log on and put in an email address, and then you've got a free subscription for 12 months.
I didn't know
That's included.
that. Oh, brilliant. Okay.
But I suppose one of the things just to point out on the standard nav is the gap's actually better from a specification point of view now, because the business nav actually is a much better screen.
Yes,
as you
it's
saw
not
the
that
other
horrible
day.
plastic surround
They've
one.
got rid of the edges. It looks like one piece of glass.
Yeah.
And the actual iDrive controller now is exactly the same, but just a smaller version.
Okay,
So
yep.
it doesn't feel so finicky. It doesn't feel so plasticky.
Yep.
So actually the standards and the graphics on the business nav are actually the same graphics as on the Pro Media.
On the Pro Nav, I noticed
So
that,
they're a
yeah.
lot closer. But having said that, I still personally never have a car without Pro Media. I've just got so used to it.
Yeah.
And I like the other benefits. the fact that I can, I still listen to CDs, being an old git.
Yeah.
I can burn my CDs.
Tape players.
I can go out at lunchtime and watch a bit of touring cars on a DVD player, which you can't do with the business now.
Yeah.
So there's all those little
And the split
benefits that come
screen
with it.
is much bigger.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's touch screen now as well, but not on the business tab, I'm guessing.
No, that is coming though. Business now with touchscreen, I think, is coming next year.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. Cool. Now the next thing for me, again, that's important. This is personal, and it's an option that hardly anyone goes for, is the luggage separating net that you have to tick in conjunction with the split fold rear seats.
Yep.
And the reason I've gone for them, I did do a video that I'll put underneath showing my M135 with that on, but it's just I carry bikes around or any like solid heavy objects. If you've got your rear seats folded, I know most people just carry it around anyway, but if you do hit your brakes hard or you have an accident, that stuff's going to come flying forward. So I like to have that net between me and the bike, and it is a proper solid nylon net that's anchored to the roof and to the back of the seats. So it does offer some protection in terms of something coming forward. And yeah, it's just a cool option. I like it. It's only 300 quid or something combined.
Yeah, and that's the point actually, is some people want the net, but again, the system tells us we have to take the through load system with that. So you get effectively the 40-20-40 split seat as opposed to the 60-40.
Yep.
But the other feature a lot of people miss out on is actually the through loaded system also then gives you a centre armrest in the rear.
It does, with cup holders.
Yeah, and if you've got kids in the back of the car, that's actually quite a big deal, and it's something that's easily missed. And again, unfortunately, I can't see it on the literature anywhere that actually tells people that's part of the through load.
Right.
So it's very, very confusing, and some people don't even think there is fold down seats on the car because that option misleads them somewhat.
Right.
Because of the wording.
Yeah, because the 3 Series, if you don't tick anything, it doesn't come with anything. That 320D I had didn't even have folding seats.
Yep.
Personal option, but adaptive LEDs. And again, don't get confused. The car comes standard with LED headlamps now. Headlights. But the adaptive one basically means, so it comes with adaptive and high beam assist, isn't it?
In the price, yeah.
Yeah. So the adaptive is the bit. There's the turning bit, which I live in the countryside in a little village, and I do drive at night. And in fact, in the winter, you go home from work at night if you've got a normal job, which I haven't. But it just when you're used to the adaptive headlights, you jump in the car without it. You do find you're a bit blind when you're turning a corner. You can't look through the corner because the lights are just facing forward. So definitely a good option for me. And also, I find the adaptive lights sit a bit higher. The normal ones always sit too low, and you can't get them adjusted up. So that's just my personal opinion for that. The grey
shade band.
Yeah. Why is that not standard?
Do you know what? I can't answer that. I mean, I know you can't select it with certain items. Like if you go for the speed limit display, because the camera sits in there, you can't have it. So there are certain cameras that are fitted right up the top of our screen, mounted on the back of the rear view mirror. And in those cases, you can't actually have the shade band. So maybe it's just simpler to have it as an option that you can add on, as opposed to trying to take it off of everybody's car when they add on the cameras.
Sure.
So it's probably just a configuration problem.
Okay.
So windscreen shade band.
There we go. Now, what are we up to cost-wise?
It's quite good. You actually see it go into.
Oh, it actually came up on there. Wow. Because when I came here, probably a lot like many of you, I thought that the 40,000 threshold, it was 40,000, but you've informed me it's 40,500.
Yeah, the road tax doesn't count towards the taxable price. So although it is in the on-the-road package,
it's a separate.
They take effectively what they call the P11D value, which doesn't include road tax. So on an auto, you can take the £500 off.
Yep.
So effectively, you could go to £40,499.
Yep.
And be within your threshold.
Brilliant.
So,
Okay. So what are we up to? Where's the total?
We can't give you that just yet.
Sorry,
well, we're going to have to keep going, and then we'll hit you with it at the end, because it's a sales tactic. So.
Well, let's put a sunroof on there. Okay. I genuinely don't know where this is going to leave me cost-wise. So the sunroof is not a must-have for me. It's something I've had in both my cars, and I love it, and I'll miss it.
I love a sunroof.
Yeah, you're a sunroof.
Yeah,
man.
I am.
And not many people are these days. But I'll tell you what, it just
might be an age thing, Joe.
Maybe, yeah, possibly, yeah. Over 50s. Yeah, so I think that's, well, depending on price. Is it still recording? Sound? Hopefully. Yep, we've still got sound. There we go. I know this is going to be a long video, but I think anyone that watches it is going to be interested in it. Full stop. So.
So you're not doing front park sensors?
No. Let's just.
You're going to stop there.
Can we just have a look at the costs? Yeah, and then we'll quickly go over what I haven't ordered, and then we're done.
So at this point, what we'll do is we're just now dumping all of that spec into the main page, and that shows us the price of the vehicle at the top. Then it shows us the metallic and all the options, and here's the delivery charge that does actually count towards the on-the-road cost, and there we can see where we are in actual money terms. So we are.
So we're still 700 quid below.
No, because this hasn't got the road tax at the moment.
Which is
so that's the 500. So this is the real figure. Use £40,000 here on this screen, and we can see we're at 39,875.
I was going to say it's slightly different to the online one because the online one includes the. So I've basically got nothing left then. 115 quid.
Exactly, because I need to select on here basically road tax, because if you go for a manual car, the manual is actually £800 road tax in the first year.
Because the CO2 is higher because it's not as efficient.
So I'll add in the road tax, bring that back up. We need to be under £40,499, and we are by 125 quid.
Brilliant.
So you've got 125 quid to spend, but I don't think I've got any options that will fit that. So you can have half the front park sensors, like one left-hand side maybe.
What about what's a heated steering wheel? Isn't that 125 quid?
Well, let's have a look. So we'll jump back into the front page.
Sorry about the Hoover. No, 160.
No, you've blown it.
Okay, no, I'm very happy with that spec, Tony.
Brilliant.
I was not expecting a sunroof, so that's great. Obviously, being the Shadow Edition over the standard M140, it comes standard with the sun protection glass, which is one I would always go for anyway. Harman Kardon sound, which is one I've never gone for, and every time I'm like, God, why didn't I go for it? Because the standard speakers are honestly, your iPhone pumps out better sound. The upgraded sound is okay up to a certain volume, and then it's bad. The HK ones are good. They're not incredible, but they're good. So if you want a good sound system, you go for that.
It comes with, what does it come with?
It comes with special dark headlights and dark rear lights. So the headlights have got a detail on them. Obviously,
rear parking sensors.
Okay.
Because you wouldn't have any parking sensors on the M140 otherwise, they're optional.
Okay.
And the cruise control.
Oh, and cruise control.
So cruise control is now an option on the M140.
Wow.
On the recent change.
So they've kind of, what they've done is in previous 140s, they've stripped a few options out of it for the normal 140 now.
They were in
and they've
something called
injected
the driver comfort pack.
The driver comfort pack,
which was your cruise and your rear. So that's kind of, that option's disappeared. So that's why they've put it in the Shadow, but not in the standard car. So that's important to point out. Yeah,
so it's great. So it comes pretty well loaded, and also you get things like the Orbit grey wheels, which you can't spec on a normal one. And they just and also the lovely grills.
There's a couple of options you've missed here, Joe.
Oh God!
I nearly got away with getting Mr. Achilles to have little M badges on the wing of his car. He totally forgot to opt out.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't see cheap, nasty, tacky, shitty M badges on there. Yeah, if you could delete them, that'd be great. Okay. And also the rear.
So you want the rear M140 removed?
The rear M140 removed as well. Of course.
Of course.
Great God. I don't want, to me, I'm a lot older than most of you guys and girls. I don't need to, it's not about look at me in my M140, it's about look at me in my 1 Series that goes like a rocket.
I have deleted your rear badge.
Perfect. Now, options I haven't gone for on here. So we're going to comfort access. That's like keyless entry. Not a big fan of that really. It just ends up, I'm old school, so that's fine. Chrome line interior. You just give me. You know what? Actually, though, it doesn't look too bad.
I'll tell you what. There's a guy out there who's got a black car, and you don't really set it off. He wasn't sure when he ordered it.
It doesn't show.
It's quite
on there,
subtle.
though,
it's just very discreet. It's there. See, on a 5-door, it only runs along there.
Oh, on a 3 it goes around.
It
needs to go around. Okay, so and that's a free option, isn't it?
It is.
Wow, BMW. Yeah. What were they thinking there? Free.
I'll take that off for you.
Reverse assist camera again. If you're used to it, I mean, if I've got one in the car, I look at it, but I still look behind and listen to the sensors. So to me, it's.
They get very mucky as well, so you've got to constantly clean the lens on it for it to work. So,
smokers package. That just gives you an extra cigarette.
Yeah, well the thing is, of course, now you've got the cover that goes over the thing. So a lot of people didn't like the fact it all looked very bare.
Yeah.
But now you've got the sliding cover on the front of the cup holders.
Yeah.
It actually looks much more complete. So most people, to be honest, aren't specing that anymore.
Do you still get a 12-volt socket though?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. Electric driver memory seats again. For me, it's my car, and occasionally I'll let people drive it, but it's not like I'm sharing it I know you had that couple in.
Yeah.
I've forgotten his name, but it was in the trainer guy.
Yeah. No, they were poles apart in height.
Yes.
So for them it was.
And they were sharing the car.
Yeah.
So in that sort of sense, it makes sense. But for me, it's just a waste of money.
Yeah.
What else we lost? Lumbar support. So that just adjusts where the lumbar sits on your back.
Yeah. If you suffer with backache, then you're going to have it. But to be honest, our sports seats are so supportive.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
It's only if you've got a backache.
They're all the trims. The headlight wash, again, to me is a waste of time.
We could put some fine line stream wood interior in there for £85, Joe.
Lovely.
We could just fit it in your budget, Joe. No.
Perfect. Yeah, you got to pay for
I'll
that.
have that later.
You've got to pay for that. Oh God. I'd just rip it off. I'd rather have no trim and just bits of glue sticking there where I've ripped it off than headlight wash. To me, just a load of mess. Park distance control front. Yes, I'm so used to the size of the car. I drive much bigger cars, so to me it's not essential. But yes, park assist is the thing that helps you park, which. People that have it probably never use it, but it is quite a clever little function.
Now driving assistance, an interesting one, because a lot of people are going for driving assistant at the moment, and I believe it's actually one of the best bits of worded gumph I've ever seen in my life, because normally BMW don't tell you anything about anything, and you just have to work it out. Driving assistant's got the most amazing description of what it does. And when you've got it on your car, you just turn it off.
Yeah,
it drives you mad because
it's intrusive.
It's intrusive. If you're sort of diving in and out of parked cars, it beeps and puts the brakes on because it thinks you're going to hit the car in front. If you're a good driver, you honestly don't need it. If you're a nervous driver and you suffer with with that sort of thing, then I get it. But for most of us driving an M140, that's just not,
don't get confused and think that it's it's a G30 self-drive. It's nothing.
That's the problem. The description makes it sound amazing, and in reality, I don't see the value of it. So concierge service next. That used to be part of the Pro Media pack standard. So that's where you can just press a button and get someone to give you a bit of help. But to be honest, no one ever used it, do they? Because blokes don't ask for help.
No, I'll put Tony's number at the bottom. If you ever got any issues, just give him a call. He's always on call. But yeah, no, I was confused about that. Oh, and the Apple CarPlay, that's one thing I didn't go for.
Yeah.
But then I don't use an Apple phone. And also, I think I've heard you can get it coded in if you've got a phone. But I don't know.
Bit like enhanced Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Apart from the extra microphone, you can pretty much. Speed limit display. Do you know what? I think cars with head-up display, that's quite a nice feature because it throws the speed on the road up
next to the actual speed. Yeah.
But of course, on the M Lite, it's down here in the middle of a very small console as it is, and you don't really notice it.
No, agreed. That's it.
That's us done.
So that is the spec of my car. I hope at least most of you like it and appreciate this long-winded video, but I'm sure a lot of you did enjoy this. I certainly enjoyed speccing it, and now I've just got what's the weight, about 12 weeks on them?
Well, yeah, I'm just very quickly just going to throw this onto the system and just show you how this sends the message to Germany, because what you guys don't normally see is this back end part, which is where the car's actually ordered up. So in most dealerships, salespeople will take your order, print out the contracts, shake your hand, take your deposit and let you go. And then this lot goes upstairs to admin, who in about 2 or 3 days time, they might come across it and then order up your car, if you're lucky. And that's where you get a lot of problems at dealerships where cars are not being ordered or there's no allocation. So I suppose one of the convenient things that I've got to my hand is that I can actually order your car up live and direct in front of you, as long as there's allocation there. So we'll.
So you effectively do more of the process than a normal salesman in that sense.
Yeah, but I've got more horsepower.
Yeah.
So to speak.
That's what your message said.
And so I've got the power. I got the power. So I'm gonna put in here your new order number. So we're gonna order up this car right now and confirm that at the factory.
Sweet. Literally all the way through. That's it. Done.
So you see it buffering at the bottom of the screen down here. So now everything that's on the page there is being sent across to Germany, and we got a fatal error. Basically,
fatal error. Whoa, Jesus!
I'm just sorry, Joe. It's just not going to happen.
You're going to have to kill me.
So we've got an order number come up 4298. I better not tell you the rest of it.
Yeah.
No. So just log back in.
Why is that happening then? Just
because unfortunately our systems always play little tricks like this. It's not a fatal error at all. It'll be fine.
Yeah, no one's going to die.
No, not yet anyway.
No. And things like maintenance packs, that sort of thing, you know, your gap insurance, all those sort of things, they don't need to be done at this stage. They'll on collection, aren't they?
Yeah,
like,
I mean, it's either or. You know,
yeah.
you can get it all done up front and added onto the finance if you want to, but most of the time it's something we talk about at the other end.
Yeah.
So, and you know, I think the important thing at this point is that you get the spec right, get your deposit down, and go away happy. I think a lot of people then go away and then think about the M performance parts, the gap insurance and stuff like that. And then, you know, I normally revisit that later on with them.
Yeah.
Because at the moment it's all nice and joyful, and they've ordered their car. So I don't want to now sit there and talk about what if your car gets written off and what, you know, that can come later.
Yeah.
So there we go. So it's popped up on the screen.
Perfect.
Joe's got his order number. It does state 0077, which means no quotas available at the moment.
Okay.
But that's for a very, very specific reason, which I will fix in about 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so this screen just shows you, basically confirms an order number up here. There's the AG number in Germany, so they've got their number. This is the dealership we're ordering it through. And here we can normally get a delivery date up this side. But once this is updated, that will come up with a delivery date later on. But the reason I would just show you that is that you can see then that the order's been placed at the factory and the first available car will be allocated to it.
Brilliant.
So that's it. That's what it looks like on our screen inside.
Amazing.
So there we go.
Oh, exciting times. And yeah, so you guys are going to, you know, obviously I'm going to collect the car from here or do a collection video, and you're going to come along
on my day off.
On your day off probably. I'll make sure it is your day off that I collect it on. But yeah, it should be exciting. Should be exciting times. I've got lots of things planned with this car. I'm going to get Motec stuff done on it. I'm going to get a few bits and bobs. I will get a diff on it eventually. So yeah, it's going to be a real pocket rocket. A lot of you also, just to end with, a lot of you asked why I'm not getting like a used M3 or M4 or an M2. Most of it's down to budget really. No matter which way you look at it, the M lights are just so much cheaper. They're cheaper to to PCP, they're cheaper to run. I'm getting a brand new car, so it's got 3 years warranty, all the rest of it. You know, that's the sensible side of me. 10 years ago, I'd have probably stretched my budget and tried to get it back in the M2 or something. But you know what? I love the M lights, and I don't know if I could live without one. I'd be a bit lost without one.
Well, you know,
you're going back to one.
I've gone full circle twice, I think now. But yeah. I mean, I thought the M2. You know, I hark back to E30 M3s, and I'll never be able to afford one. It's as simple as. And again, it's never meet your hero sort of thing. They were great in their day, but is it going to be a great car today? But for me, when the M2 came out, it was like, yeah, the M2 is the absolute. This is what an E30 would be today. Yeah. I jumped in it. I thought I was going to love it. And I'll be honest, I just did not gel with the car. I had it for 3 months. I did 1,700 miles, and just for me, I just missed the M light. It didn't have the ability just to jump in it every day, just drive it,
commute,
and it's a special car. But I needed a car that was going to be everything, and unfortunately, I find the M2, the M3, the M4, they're great special cars, but actually to live with day in day out, I don't think you can beat the M140.
No.
You know.
No. As you point over at 118D.
Yeah, well, I can pretend. I got one
I'll show that one over there. Oh yeah.
With the topless ladies, that's why I've been looking that way all day. No.
Yeah, there's a topless man over there, so I've been looking that way. Anyway,
right, I'm going to print Joe's contract on that. No. Have you got your deposit money with you, sir?
Oh shit!
He's forgot his wallet.
It's like me in the pub the other night. Thanks for doing it, Mike from Motec.
Yes, Mike. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
Don't worry, we're going to place a big order with you very, very soon. Shh! Don't tell anyone.
Don't tell anyone.
It's a secret.
Cool. Well, Tony, we'll do a cheesy handshake.
Yeah, Joseph. Thank you very much for your business, Joe.
Big smile.
Another one.
Yay. Number 150 of the week. See you later, muggins.